Welcome back to the incredible Rockets Propaganda channel. I am your mans, AK Infinity. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at AKInfinity_VVS. And this is going to be the first in a series of videos where we're talking about what the Rockets can do to improve for next season. This particular video is the Rockets in general, focusing on Ime Udoka and Rafael Stone. But I'm gonna go through the whole core six as well. Everybody gonna have an individual video. So stay with me, stay locked in. Let's go and get it.
Drop this in the...
So, the Rockets actually finished the season 41-41, which makes the most sense because this team has been Jekyll and Hyde from the outbreak. But it's all good, man, because, I mean, Vegas had us at what, 31.5 over under at the beginning of the season, well, before the season started. So we boinked that by 10. That's cool, man, because that's really a 19-plus game improvement from the season before. I ain't gonna get mad at no kind of improvement. That's cool. I'm feeling that. Matter of fact, I had us winning 38 games before the season started. So I was wrong. Hey, man, I'm happy to be wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with being wrong if the wrong end up good. You know what I mean? But I say the best thing about the season to me was finishing top 10 in defense overall, even with all the injuries and the in and out and the inconsistency. For a young team to finish top 10 overall in defense, man, that's saying something. You going places. We really done laid, like I said before in the previous video, Ime Udoka laid the foundation. He's still laying the foundation. He really ain't even done laying the foundation. So that's all good. Now for the bad. Yeah, so we ranked 23rd in 3-point percentage. That's annoying, bro. That is annoying because as a matter of fact, we started the season off pretty decent, and then we had that January, February where it was just, well, really started in December too, but we really just couldn't hit the broad side of a boat. We couldn't hit the wide side of a barn. We couldn't throw a fish in the ocean. It was bad. We really couldn't shoot. Like if this team was in charge of going to a war, we gonna lose that war because anything we shooting, we ain't hitting nothing. If anybody on this team would have shot Tupac would still be alive. That's wild, bro. Another thing that we was really tripping on that we got to improve on next season is, man, we were really fifth in allowing the most free throw attempts. And y'all all know these stupid fouls that then cost us games, getting players in foul trouble. And it's really the usual suspects, Dylan Brooks, Jay Sean Tate. It was mostly them. A little bit of Cam Whitmore too. Sometimes Aaron Holiday. Yeah, we fouled way too much, man. It was really ridiculous. I understand we want to be physical, but I mean, if that's what it's going to be a top 10 defense, I guess I'll take some of that, but we can't be giving up the fifth most free throw attempts now, because as much as you stopping teams from scoring, man, you get the wrong guys at the free throw line, they start to see the ball go in, and they can turn it on, and none of your defense matter from there. And another thing too is we led the league in technical fouls and ejections. That's just adding to the free throw attempts, and there's a bunch of young guys. Well, it wasn't just the young guys, man. It's Fred, it's Dylan, I ain't see Jeff Green. He ain't getting no technical fouls or nothing. But it was Fred, Jabari, Amen, Cam, and Dylan. Them was the culprits. We got to cut that down. I understand, we an edgy team. We ain't no push arounds. We ain't no push over. None of that. We don't do none of that. We, you know what I mean? We some dogs. We got a team full of young dogs, and we don't just bark. We about that bite too. Now, speaking of bad things and fouling and bad 3-point shooting and techs and ejections, we gotta talk about Ime Udoka now and what he can improve on. Cause if you ask me, you know what, let me just go and get into it. So we as y'all know, we did leave a lot of games on the table this year, man. I don't know how many, but we're gonna get into some numbers here in a quick sec. But yeah, we left, I wanna say like 40 games. Well, I wouldn't say we left 40 games on the table. That's just crazy. But we were competitive for at least 40 games. So clutch time in the NBA is defined as the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime when the score is within 5 points. Do you want to know the Rockets' record in the clutch as the NBA has it defined? 17-23. So again, we 41-41. I already understand the injuries. I get it, we a young team, but 17-23 in them type of games, in clutch games, close games. You mean to tell me we couldn't have won 6 more of those and been 23-17 instead? And we could have been in the play-in. We could have been playing tonight right now. Could have been in the play-in with a record like that. You know what I mean? But it happens. You live, you learn. But I'm putting that on Ime's head because, as much as he did do some good stuff, we talking about what he can improve on. And if you ask me, man, execution is more about coaching. It's setting up players. It's putting players in position to succeed. You're also putting in the right lineups. You're putting in the guys who are going to execute in these certain situations. And it's usually situational. It's going to be clutch. It's really in the clutch. But, the fouling or not fouling, guys on the floor got to know to do that. We got to put the right person to inbound the ball. We got to have the right person guarding the inbound. I know Ime has liked to put guys like Jabari or Tari or Amin, guarding the inbound. That's cool. That works. Another thing too is what are the shots that we want on the last play? What are the shots that the opponent wants on the last play? Now, he's done a decent enough job of uncoaching some of the Silas stuff. I don't want to get into Coach Silas too much. I don't want to rag on him too much. I think I've done so enough. But some of the stuff that he has uncoached from the Silas years has repeatedly reared its head in the clutch situations. And I think that's going to be the next step for the Rockets next season. And for Ime Udoka, because, we got to remember, Coach Silas actually has more games coached as a head coach than Ime Udoka does. So we could say Ime Udoka is still kind of learning because he has less experience than Coach Silas. This was just Ime Udoka's second season as a head coach leading a team. So I ain't trying to make no excuses for the guy, but we still got to get better in the clutch. And really, that's on him. Another thing that he needs to do is he needs to diversify the offensive play types. So I'll give you an example. So the Rockets were actually 89th percentile in dribble handoff plays. I think that's good for like 4th or 5th in the league. The problem with that was we only ran them 20th most in the league. When you got a player like Alperen Sengun, you should be spamming the hell out of some dribble handoffs the same way the Sacramento Kings are right now. That's what they do. They spam the hell out of that dribble handoff, and they break into a whole bunch of different stuff outside of that too. Because you worried about who coming to come get this dribble handoff. Next thing you know, you got somebody cutting off of the back corner. You got somebody coming off of a screen. Next thing you know, or Sabonis might take it to the rack, and once you bring help, he gonna skip it to the corner for a corner three. Those are the kind of things that the Rockets can be doing with Alperen Sengun. Those are the kind of things that the Rockets should be doing with Alperen Sengun. But we're gonna see next season. Another thing that we probably need to, I ain't gonna say probably, it's another thing we need to get better about is Ime Udoka need to get better about this. He need to take more risks, man. He need to take some more risks with the different lineups that he throw out there. And I'm talking when Alperen Sengun was healthy too, because Ime got in his bag a little bit when Alpy went down. He got in his bag. He switched the lineup up a little bit. He switched the rotations around a little bit. He started him in at the 4, and we ran a little bit more. We kind of used Amen Thompson as a center, and Jabari played 4 really on offense. Amen Thompson to be out there, setting screens and playing in the dunker, and we thought that Amen Thompson was going to be a guard or at least a playmaking wing for us, but Ime Udoka put him in a position to do something a little different, and it started to work out a little bit. And then also Jalen got going too. He started to speed the tempo up a little bit. This was even with when Alperen Sengun was playing, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I know we started the season off playing very slow. I understand we were playing slow because you're trying to ease these guys in to a new situation, a new way of playing basketball, and wean them off of the bad habits that they had before. It's harder to do that starting off playing fast, going balls to the wall, because you got nowhere to go after that. But if you build slow and then speed it up towards the end, start to build some momentum, playing with more good habits, all right, now we see the results of that. Because at the end of the season, towards the end of the season, we started to play a lot better offensively. Defensively was up and down, but mostly up. But offensively is where Ime Udoka really got to make some of these improvements, because I don't really worry too much about the defense, no matter who is playing and who's not playing, because the way we've played defense, at least, shutting down fast breaks, making players or making teams play deep into the shot clock, late into the shot clock, that's translatable. It's very translatable, so ain't really tripping too much off of that. But that's something that Ime Udoka has to continue to do going into next season. And not only continue to do, get better at even doing that. Get better at diversifying these play types. He's got to do a better job also with these challenges. Man, Ime Udoka act like he can't call the right challenge. He will literally call challenges on plays that clearly we ain't got no chance of winning, and he is not gonna call a challenge on plays that clearly we supposed to win. Come on, Ime. I don't know what level of CTE you got, but you need that CAT scan, and you need it fast, my brother. You need it fast. Whatever on your mind, you need to get it off, man. I don't know if it's somebody, I ain't gonna go there. But Ime, do better with your challenges, my guy, please. Because a lot of times you use them challenges early. We lose a timeout for no reason when we could have kept a timeout and challenged a play later on that clearly was something that we could have won. But he's still learning. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Now we're gonna get on Rafael Stone right quick, man. So it was reported earlier today that he and Eli Whitus got their contracts extended, but it was earlier in the season. I ain't gonna go too much into that, but congrats to them. I got mixed feelings about that, but congrats to them. Good job, I guess. But yeah, Mr. Stone, Mr. Rafael Stone, my brother, you gotta be better at being proactive, my guy. Quit waiting to see somebody bust their head when you see them already running head first into the wall. Brother, you can do better than this. Stop being reactive with these moves. Be proactive. the Steven Adams move, I look like that's a sign in the right direction, I guess, because that was a move for the future. But man, you gotta stop overpaying for people, overpaying for stuff. You gotta take advantage of some of these deals that you have at your hands, because I will not get over the Dallas Mavericks offering 2 second rounders for Jayshawn Tate and we passing up on that. I ain't gonna get over that, man, because the way Stone been giving out these second round picks like candy, it don't taste good for me, man. It don't look good. It just look like he getting outwitted by everybody else in the league, all the other execs in the league, man, and that ain't. I don't know how comfortable I am with him, at the helm going into phase 3, but we'll see. I guess we ain't got no choice but to ride with him and see what happens, unless he just really make a bumbling mistake somewhere somehow. We're gonna ride with that, man. Another thing that he got to get better at, my goodness. It is clear to me that homeboy does not have relationships around the league, and I'm talking about with execs or with agents. I'm not sure that he does, because if he did, a lot of these agents would be leaking stuff about their players wanting to come play in Houston and play under Ime Udoka or play for the Rockets. If he had better relationships with executives, we'd see or hear more favorable rumors about the Rockets, getting certain players. I'll give you an example. You ain't gonna hear Danny Ainge's name in no deal talking about trading somebody like, let's say, Keontae George and Walker Kessler and what's the other guy's name, Larry Markkinen, to let's say Portland for Scoot Henderson and what's the other dude, and Malcolm Brogdon. You ain't gonna hear about no move like that. But what you gonna hear is the Rockets supposedly offering all of the Brooklyn Nets picks back for and Jalen Green for Mikal Bridges. Boy. I'll put it to you like this, man. This is how it goes with the media and how they cover stuff, man. Some of these rumors that come out, because a lot of times they're not real. They just white noise. They just putting it out there to put pressure on one team or another team. It could be the teams involved, or it could be other teams that they may want to make a deal with. But if you put a deal out there like that, it makes, it kind of puts pressure on that team that's not in the rumored deal. So every time you hear about some rumored moves in the Rockets, it always seems like our organization is, the butt end of that deal. And that's on Rafael Stone. So he got to do a better job of taking some of these other execs out for dinner and, picking their brain a little bit, or just talk to them, give them some of that lawyer talk, get some answers out of them. You know how to do that, Mr. Attorney. And you got to take some of these agents out too, so the agents can kind of leak some other type of rumors out, to the media as well, man. This is how the game works. Rafael Stone, he a little bit too safe, man. He a little bit too safe with the stuff that he does, and again, I can get into it. I'm gonna probably get into it a little bit later about my thoughts on Rafael Stone overall, but for now, we're gonna cut this one short. If you're still with me to this point, that means you like the video. So go ahead, hit that like button. If you're feeling the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment for me down below. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if there's anything you want to add, something you think I probably should subtract from this video. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. Appreciate you for rocking with the Rockets Propaganda channel. I am your mans, AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter at AKInfinity_VVS. And we out.